Jeeps, the first one to bear the legendary name Wrangler. We lose them because as the years go by and these vehicles are passed from owner to owner, there are more and more opportunities for the infamous person we all know and resent, the previous owner, to cut the fenders, to hack the latch mechanism by cutting the door panels, to destroy streetability by installing massive homemade shackle lifts, by rattle canning everything in sight, and refusing to carry out routine maintenance. But ignorance and laziness of the previous owners aren't the only antagonists to this iconic vehicle. Time is taking its toll on the now 30-year-old Jeep Wrangler YJ. Rust, wear and tear, and aging electronics help to ward off would-be YJ owners. Even worse, they persuade non-enthusiasts to scrap the once-beloved vehicle altogether. This is a call to action for those who are in it for the long haul, the ones who don't mind the bouncy leaf springs and primitive electronics, and the dissenters who admit that deep down, they actually prefer the squares. When I was a senior in high school, I fell in love with the spirit that the Jeep Wrangler embodied. I saved up all my money from working as a handyman flipping houses to buy a Jeep Wrangler. A Jeep TJ was well out of my price range, so I got a Jeep YJ. But not just any YJ. My YJ was riddled with problems brought on by multiple careless owners before me. This was me in 2013, the day I got my Jeep. A month later, I drove the Jeep 2.5 hours away from home to begin college, and that marked my first breakdown in the Jeep, my first of many, and it also marked the beginning of chronically working on the Jeep. Not out of fun, but out of necessity. Because I had just spent all my savings on this Jeep, I had to learn how to fix it as inexpensively as possible. This involved many trips to the salvage yard. Over the years, I learned several useful replacements or improvements from vehicles in the salvage yards for the Jeep YJ. What I'm hoping is that we YJ owners can pull our collective knowledge together and create a sort of database that we can refer to when we need to fix our Jeeps, or we could refer other people to whenever they need to find an expensive part that can pretty inexpensively be replaced by salvage yard parts. If you know of any replacements or improvements that can be readily found at the salvage yard, please leave them in the comments. I will actively compile a list that I will include a link to in the video description. I also intend to do several of these modifications to breathe a little life back into this YJ behind me before I sell it.